The episode begins with Shalane having the terrifying nightmare about a Minotaur chasing her and Nick dying. She overhears some Alliance agents fighting Minotauri, so she leaves immediately. Banshees have prophetic dreams, so she fears for Nick's life. She is then chased by Khan Mort, but he fights with Charon. You see, Mab would grant freedom to whomever captures Shalane while imprisoning the loser. Nick Logan follows Shalane in an attempt to save her. He takes down their Cerberus, fights Charon, seemingly dying. Charon then goes on to capture Shalane, winning his freedom, but it's revealed it was Nick under Charon's armor, and he forces Mab to take the bounty off Shalane's head. She agrees, but Mab puts the bounty on Nick's head instead. This episode is very action-packed. There are many fight scenes and great moments. I really like that this series continues its theme of reinterpreting mythological figures as aliens. It isn't done insensitively, but rather they honor the source material. The Minotauri, which are obviously based on the Minotaur, have this futuristic metal armor and advanced weapons. One of them is named Charon, based on the Ferryman of the Dead, which is a cool nod. They fought a war with the Banshee and they ended up losing and being imprisoned. Considering the fact that there are only 2 of them and the Banshee's ranks make up the thousands, I'd say these guys are some formidable foes. The Minotauri are tasked with capturing Shalane Blaze, who is viewed as a traitor because of her willingness to work with humans. Mab releases the Minotauri, one of their sworn enemies, and to motivate them, she would give the one who successfully brought Shalane to her, dead or alive, their freedom. This works against her advantage, however, because they end up fighting. They have a Cerberus, a 3-headed robo-dog, which can track anything. The little reference to Greek mythology can be fun to point out. Both Khan Mort and Charon have some really cool designs. Khan has some armor that covers everything but some of his joints, with his hair flowing freely, and Charon having a flashier design with more gold and a cape. Another design I like about them is the fact that they ride around on their weapons. I just find that kind of cool. The episode is a Shalane-focused one, but that doesn't mean Nick doesn't have anything to do. Because he's a bounty hunter, he knows these other 2 bounty hunters better than the Alliance, which is why he's many steps ahead of them. He sends them coordinates and even sends Nima to save Shalane from Khan Mort. Nick fights the Cerberus, defeats it, and uses its own turrets against Charon. Shalane fears Nick might die if he follows her, and that seemingly happens when Nick is blown up by Charon. But the episode subverts your expectations by having Nick be the one to defeat Charon and win the bounty, using this to his advantage to get the better of Mab.
So this is your only warning. This ends here. We go our ways. But if anyone else comes looking for Shalane, I come looking for you. Understand?
I think the dream is technically true because it depicts Nick as alive, but with a skull face. Just like him being presumed dead, but he's actually alive. Shalane points out Mab's hypocrisy.
Mab gave me certain protections against your power.
Mab calls me a traitor to our race, yet she disgraces herself by resorting to such as you. The Banshee love life and despise technology, and you!
The opposite, yes.
In helping Khan Mort attain technology, granting him immunity to Banshee energy blasts, Detail, aka Nima and Fitz, are up to their usual shenanigans. But aside from Nima saving Shalane, they don't do too much. There's also a subtle moment where the seeming glitch that allowed Shalane to overhear the Alliance agents fighting the Minotaur was intentional and was done to prevent the Minotauri from finding the bunker.
The Minotauri were chasing me and...
How'd you know they were coming anyway?
The comm unit in my room. It was malfunctioning. I overheard the field report and then...
And you ran. Convenient.
What?
Detail work makes for a suspicious mind. If not for that malfunction, the Minotaur would have tracked you to the bunker itself.
Nick saving Shlaine at the end was really epic, and the bounty being on Nick's head does come back later in the series, but this episode really does show how much Nick and Shlaine care about each other. This episode will keep you entertained with its fast-paced action and great villains. It continues the Banshee plotline and partially concludes it. Nick Logan, as usual, is awesome, and Canmore does return. So this episode is quite relevant to the series in general. I rate the episode a 7 out of 10. It's a good one, but it just doesn't have that edge that many other episodes have in their writing.